Film fans of YouTube, hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, the Movie Apprentice, and today I am looking at Wish, the big film celebrating a whole century of Disney. Co-directed by Fawn, Veerasunthorn, and Chris Buck, and starring Ariana DeBose, Chris Pine, and Alan Tudyk. This celebrates, as I've said, a whole century of Disney and follows a girl called Asha who makes a wish upon a star but gets a bit more than she bargained for when said star comes down to earth to join her. Before I get into my review, if you like what you're seeing on the channel so far, click that like button and subscribe for more video reviews like this coming all the time. But without further ado, let's get into this review. So Wish, as I've stated twice already, is a celebration of a century of Disney and is filled with many references to Disney's history, from quotes to character designs to even the friend group for our main gal Asha. She has 7 friends, and you can make 3 guesses as to what these 7 friends represent. They all have one personality trait, though some are slightly adjusted, and it's a direct reference to the original Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. The film, for me, spends so much time making references and nods to Disney's history that it fails to have its own identity. And that is, for me, my biggest problem with this movie, because for me, it will not live long in the memory as a Disney classic. Now, don't get me wrong, families and kids will enjoy it. When I went to watch this, it was just me and this one family in the cinema because it was quite an early showing I went to. And the family seemed to have a whale of a time. The kids were laughing and giggling the whole way through. If you want something that the kids will enjoy, then the kids will enjoy it. But it lacks the magic that Disney is known for. And after seeing this in a year that has been a banger of a year for animated movies, this could be the first Oscar season where, I mean, it's not going to happen, but if I had my way, this would probably be the first year that features no Disney or Disney Pixar movie in the best animated feature lineup because the quality has been so damn good. Like the animation in this one, it's an odd one because it doesn't look the cleanest. It definitely has a unique feel to it. It gives me sort of Nimona vibes when it comes to the art style. But unlike Nimona, this one lacks any energy that Nimona had. And whilst the songs in this are decent, like the villain song is catchy, but not at all sinister. And there's this great coming together song that really kicks ass, but is again not going to be a best song contender. I mean, maybe this will get a best song for the main theme of the movie. I forget the name of the song, but it is sung on 2 or 3 occasions. So I feel like that might be the only real nod at any sort of award. It just really lacks anything that makes it stick in terms of Disney. When it comes to Disney, they have a certain standard that Disney has to hit, and they have set a high bar over the last century. Even their not so good stuff, it's still decent. This one, unfortunately, like I've said, spends too much time focusing on the past and doesn't forge its own identity. The villain, played by Chris Pine, honestly, he was entertaining and really fun, but it felt like they couldn't decide what to do with his villain because he has these relatable motivations, but is also played off as complete evil. It's like they couldn't decide if they want to go down the sympathetic villain route or go for the pure evil that we are really lacking in this day and age when it comes to animated movies. So they tried to have a bit of both. It doesn't really work, and his transformation from this leader that is maybe overly cautious in his rule and how he picks who gets the wishes that he grants. But the transition from that to this very sinister man that's just gone full mad with power, dark overlord, feels very sudden. And the song that leads him into that aspect of his character doesn't feel earned either. one of the seven friends has a particular arc in this that isn't fleshed out, and I felt like a lot more could have been done with this particular arc. Alan Tudyk is entertaining. He's the animal sidekick. He is the comedy. He is the comedic relief. He doesn't really do much either. And Ariana DeBose does a perfectly fine job in what she's trying to do with Asha as a character, but it just feels very paint by the numbers. Disney has its formula, yes, but there's always something that makes it stick out. The fact that what I'm going to remember this film for most is the nods to some obscure Disney characters in the credits, like Milo Thatch or Jim Hawkins. That's what I'm going to remember over anything to do with the plot in this movie. It just feels flat. It fails to get its own identity. The songs are fine, but there's nothing that really stands out. They are lacking there. We don't talk about Bruno. There is just something about this movie that lacked the magic of Disney. And for a film celebrating a whole century of Disney magic, that is a problem. To think that a couple of years ago, Disney had a banger of a year for movies. Raya and the Last Dragon, Encanto. They had some really good movies coming out. For this to be their release this year, I don't know. Didn't really work. And that is a shame. Like I said, if you have a family and you have some young kids that want to see a bright, colourful Disney movie, then they will enjoy it. But it's not going to be one that I will see getting played on repeat at home in the future. Before I get into my grade, if you like what you're seeing on the channel, drop a like, let me know what you thought about Wish in the comments below, and subscribe for more video reviews like this coming all the time. But without further ado, let's grade this. So Wish, for a film celebrating 100 years of Disney magic, it really lacks the magic. And genuinely, no pun intended, I wish that Wish was a better movie, but unfortunately it just isn't. There's some decent songs, the voice performances are solid, but with all the references to the past, it fails to really latch on to its identity, and it seems like we speed run through a lot of character development and character arcs within this movie. Yeah, it's just not a very memorable one for me. Like, there's nothing particularly bad about the movie. It's just really forgetful, and I feel like that for me when it comes to Disney is such a shame. So I'm gonna have to say that for me, Wish is a lukewarm cup of tea. So Wish, have you seen it? If you haven't, let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Again, you enjoy what you see on the channel? Like, subscribe for all video reviews like this coming all the time. My name is Josh, the Movie Apprentice, and I'll see you all in the next video.